All right, everyone. Welcome to the Rotary Club of Colorado Springs. My name is Rodney Gillette. I'm the proud president of the most outstanding Rotary Club in the Pikes Peak region. Give yourselves a hand today. We made it to Friday. We made it. We made it. We made it. We made it. Yes. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. We are, let's see here. We are halfway through the year, and I want to give a shout out to our board of directors. When the job gets tough, we don't run away, but I'll explain that to you later. Tonight, we have a full moon. Today is the day that the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority was incorporated. So cheers to the sisters. If you're like me, you made some money yesterday with some crazy stock market stuff. And I firmly believe that dinner and a movie will come back after COVID is handled. AMC Theaters is trying to hold on. So last week I invested $2.50 per share and bought a bunch of it. And yesterday I was surprised to see it had jumped up to $21. GameStop and some others had the same anomaly. So just please be careful in the markets. It's a crazy game out there, but things seem to have stabilized now. So enough about that. I want to get started with I want to welcome our visitors and guests. You will soon find out why we are the greatest. But first, I want to, you've already kind of been introduced to them already, but I'll do my introduction anyway. So I am honored to have a fellow Colorado Springs Leadership Institute alumni. Wasn't quite the best class ever, but he's up there. Businessman, community servant leader, social impact award winning owner of the Men's Exchange, Mr. James Proby. James, could you please give my Rotary Club some words of inspiration? The floor is yours, brother.
Thank you so much. Rotarians, thank you so much for having me and to listening to me babble on for a few moments. As the son of a Black Baptist preacher, I promise you, I will not go too long. I will try to keep this as brief as I possibly can. I want to talk to you about two topics, and I'm going to tap on both of those very quickly. That's in here. The first one is that I want to talk about where you're focusing your energy and how you're focusing yourself. And as we talk about focusing your energy and focusing yourself, we are all in January right now, 21. We tend to be looking back and setting new goals in all those spaces that we're talking about once the calendar flips over. I need you to realize that 2019 was not the best year ever, and it wasn't the best year in everybody's life, okay? And 2020 wasn't the worst thing that ever happened to you, okay? I need you to understand that good things happened to you in both of those years. There were ups and downs, and there were joys and sorrows for all of us in each one of those. We are tending to look back at 2019 and say how much easier it was than 2020, and that's not the case. The reality is we learned so much in 2020 and we grew so much in 2020 and we had so many joys that happened for us as well as sorrows through there. And so in that, the thing that I wanted to talk to you about is resiliency. And one of the most amazing things about resiliency is that you don't get it just by picking it up at a store. You have to go through something. It is earned through fire. And so to understand that you've been resilient, all of you that can hear the sound of my voice, you're still here. That means you are still moving forward. You are still progressing. You are still growing. You are still gaining wisdom every single day. And that's what it means to be resilient. It is also taking the moment to realize that as we're looking back over things that are going on in our lives and what we're doing with our lives today, how are we choosing to focus? So Rodney brought up that there was a full moon last night. It was absolutely beautiful. We have another one tonight. That's absolutely amazing. But I'm going to ask you to think about how you're sitting in that space. You can choose to sit in that space and realize that you are sitting in the dark and you're surrounded by darkness. Or you can look at the beautiful illumination of the moon and the stars that are around you. It all depends on what you're focusing on. You can focus on the darkness that's happening in your life, or you can choose to focus on the light that happens in your life. There's so much life, there's so much beauty, there's so much joy in all of our universes, simply because we are still here and we get to learn from that. I'm asking you to figure out which one of those spaces you choose to live in. And then the second thing I really wanted to talk to you about very briefly today was fear and love. And there are two concepts. There's fear and a love concept, and those two things are the foundations of everything we do. Every thought we have, every emotion we have, every action we take, every deed we do comes back to fear and love. There are two types of energies that move everything that we do. And I'm going to ask all of you Rotarians today to think about today. Here's my ask, that for the next 24 hours, you think about your actions and your reactions to things, and you stop reacting and choose to respond. Reactions are primal. Responses are cognitive. I'm going to ask you to be cognitive about your responses and think, did I do this out of fear or did I do this out of love? Am I taking the actions in my life and am I taking that energy based out of fear or based out of love? Fear can motivate who we vote for, how we cross the street, the people that are in our lives. That does not need to be the guiding principle. It can also be love. You are based in love. Your universe is based in love. And our universe gets out of whack and off track when we start to buy into fear too much. When we worried about not having enough. When we worry about who's going to take what we have versus understanding that we have been given an abundance. And that when we put the we in front of me, the abundance continues to grow. So I'm going to ask each of you to think about your lives over the next 24 hours. And if you have the courage, continue to try it for the next 24 hours. Think about yourself in the terms of, did I do this out of fear or did I do this out of love? And you'll realize that there are really only those two options. And I promise you, my promise to all of you, is that when you start to respond to all the things, all the inputs in your life, so all the energies that are coming to your way with a sense of love, the universe will pour back into your business, to your life, to your family, to your entire universe. Blessings that you don't have room enough to receive. You will be overflowed with this space of abundance. That's what I've come to share with you today. And thank you so much for taking a moment or two to listen.
Snaps. That was good. Thank you, James. I appreciate that, man. That was perfect. I think that's what we all needed right now. Thank you. Love, light. Did you get it? You understand? Let your light shine, because other people are walking around in darkness and they're looking for your light to get out of it. Yours might be the one that saves their life. Just shine the light. It's great. Fantastic. Thank you, James. I appreciate it, brother. Next order of business. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Fantastic. And the four-way test. In everything we think, say, and do, we ask ourselves, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned? Those are important to us. And for our song of the day, I went and pulled something. I like the Colorado Springs Conservatory. I just think it's a cool place. There's some kids learning some really cool stuff over there at that organization. So while we're on the subject of love, there's this girl from Ipanema. You know, I'm sure you've heard about her, but you haven't heard it quite this way. So get ready to be entertained for our song of the day. The Girl from Ipanema by the Colorado Springs Conservatory. Stand by.
Tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking, and when she passes, each one she passes goes ah. When she walks, it's like a samba that sways so cool and swings so gently, that when she passes, each one she passes goes ah. So sadly, how can I tell her I love her? Yes, I would give my heart gladly, but each day when she walks to the sea, she looks looked straight ahead, not at me. Tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking, and when she passes I smile, but she doesn't see. Más linda, más cheia de graça, é a menina que vem que passa num doce balanço caminho do mar. Moça do corpo dourado, justo de Ipanema, você balançado e mais que um poema, e coisa mais linda que eu já vi passar. Porque estou tão sozinho? Ah, porque tudo tá triste? Ah, a beleza que existe, a beleza que não é só minha, que também passou sozinha. Ah, se ela soubesse que quando ela passa, o mundo sorrindo se enche de graça e fica mais linda por causa do amor.
I tell you what, I've served on several boards in my career. The Colorado Springs Conservatory definitely is, it's a passionate one. So for all you create, I saw y'all bobbing your heads and weaving and snapping, and some of you were singing. And even when she busts out in the other language, you know, it's just great. It's great talent. It means a lot. Arts, it's important. So